Hello everyone, my name's Sarah Jane Collins and I am the Assistant Head Teacher and Senko at Victoria Road Primary School. Victoria Road Primary School and Nursery is a one-form entry school set in the area of St Budo in Plymouth. We currently have 202 pupils enrolled, ranging from children of the age of 2 up until the age of 11. I joined the school 6.5 years ago, having currently taught in a previous school in Plymouth. It was my first opportunity when joining Victoria Road Primary School to join the senior leadership team. This was at a time of change for the school. They had previously had a requires improvement Ofsted and were changing the structures and systems within the school. Joining a school at a time of change, particularly being a new senior leader, provided me lots of opportunities from the very early start of my senior leadership career. I was excited. I was a new senior leader and I really felt like I needed to prove myself within a team. But when I started at the school, I very much learnt that it was a really good time to observe some of the practice that was already embedded in the school. Think about the things that I wanted to change as a senior leader and think about the things that I wanted to embrace. It was really important that at that time I was respectful for those people that had previously been on a journey with the school. That isn't to say it was all plain sailing. I've now been a senior leader for 6.5 years, and I wish I could talk to myself back then in the early days of my senior leadership. And I think where I would be looking at my skills again is about being an influencer. I thought at the time, trying to support change, develop change, I could make quick fixes and push through the changes that I wanted to happen in my head, which I thought everybody would buy into. Actually, now having worked and developed as part of the school at Victoria Road Primary School, I understand that there's so much more to influencing staff and taking them with you. So I just want to share with you the 4 fundamentals of being an influencer. There are lots of other leadership models out there that look at being an influencer, but these are the 4 fundamentals that I think have made a difference to my own practice. Number 1, self-awareness, understanding your behaviour's impact on organisational outcomes. When I started as a senior leader, I wanted to make impact, influence and change. Rapid change. I wanted to prove myself as a senior leader within a new senior leadership team. What I didn't do was to take the time to think about how I was presenting myself and my place within that team. That took a little while. My enthusiasm wasn't always welcomed by every member of staff. I soon realised that actually there were some small things that I could do for big wins. Saying good morning to members of staff as I passed them in the corridor, making sure I checked in on key members of staff and asked them how their day was, or having those conversations in the staff room, having a joke, talking about the day, sharing expertise, or even just talking about your weekend. I needed that as a leader. I needed to feel part of a team, but actually the team needed me to be part of them. It was about being self-aware. It was about being part of a team. You can only lead a team if you are part of that team and people have trust and you are able to influence them through their trust and bonds that they build in you. Communication. Effectively communicate goals and inspire trust. That links to self-awareness, building those trust bonds within the teams you work with. As a senior leader, you have multi-layers of teams that you work within. You may work within the office team, you may work within the senior leadership team that you meet on a weekly basis, and you will work within your operational daily team. Different forms of communication are really important. Showing that you are a good listener and communicator, listening to other people's opinions and validating those, and them listening to yours is an important two-way conversation, a two-way communication that is key to senior leadership. Number 3, influence. Be comfortable persuading, promoting and delegating. That can sometimes be a really difficult task to do when you're a senior leader. We have our daily tasks, our internal tasks for coordination, our senior leadership tasks, and also our external tasks. It's about having trust in the team that you are working with. Quite often you'll be working with head teachers who are highly skilled at delegating. They will be looking at your skills and how they can utilise those to best benefit the school. As a senior leader, it is your job to look at the team around you and think about how you can best empower the team around you and delegate jobs. Be mindful of the workload that they're doing and also empower and influence so that we are able to work effectively as a whole school community. Number 4, learning agility. Know when to change course and help others to do so. We would never go into a lesson and assume children could achieve the learning outcome. We would make plans to think about how we could support and scaffold children. We may attempt to try different models of learning out with our children to empower them to be able to become independent learners. And we would review the success of all the tools that we had provided our learners. This is the fundamentals of middle and senior leadership when we are thinking about change. Never make the assumption that the first cycle of change is the right one. Be prepared to be challenged, change direction, and think about the climate of your school. It's never static, it's forever changing. You as senior leaders and middle leaders will change along the journey of the school, alongside the climate of the school, external and internal influencing factors. Change and development of school happens all of the time. You may start on one course and change, plan, adapt, review your course. Be open-minded and think about everyone as a learner, yourselves included. We are educators. We need to support people, but also we can be influenced by the educators around us. Teamwork is so important to make sure that we can change the course and adapt others to do so. If your views are static, how can you influence others to change and adapt with you? It's really important you share your plan, do and review cycle with the people that you are working with your team, so that they know that you are able to adapt and to change, and you are able to move with the ebb and flow of the school. Never stay still, never stay static. Continue to progress and make developments. And finally, make the most of the opportunities you were given. I was really lucky a few years ago to be part of an NPQMSL qualification that ran across Devon. It gave me the opportunity to meet other middle and senior leaderships in a very similar position to me. It was great to hear about their experiences. Every leader has a different experience and a different journey, and that enables you to be able to build a growth mindset. I'm a great believer that as senior and middle leaders, if you can develop your own growth mindset, you can bring that into your school and empower others around you. Growth mindset builds growth mindset. I really hope that I've been able to give you a little bit of an insight into some of the things that I have found important as a senior leader. I don't have all the answers. I'm on a journey myself, and I utilise all of the senior leaders and head teachers around me to be able to build my journey. Good luck with your middle leadership course. I'm sure you will all be really successful in the journeys and the pathways you choose to take. Thank you.